What if the moon was not just a light in the sky, but the eye of something ancient, something watching? Lunar Matrix, the false light doctrine and the cycles of soul enslavement. Episode 1. The moon that watches back, the sentient eye in the sky. They told you the moon was dead. They said it was a rock, a relic, a cold and hollow echo of a bygone collision, a passive reflector of light, chained in orbit, watching silently with no mind, no voice, no will. But what if the silence is deception? What if the moon watches you, not as a mirror, but as a master? There are eyes in the sky that do not blink. The moon is one of them, the greatest of them. She wears her craters like sigils, carved not by accident, but by intent, as ancient seals etched by hands no longer remembered, by beings whose names were eaten by time. The ancients called her Selene, Artemis, Ishtar, Khonsu, Sin, but these were only masks, linguistic traps hiding a deeper truth. She is not a goddess. She is a device. The moon is not a natural satellite. It is an arc of observation, a mirror that doesn't reflect but refracts, distorts, a lens between worlds. She does not orbit Earth out of gravitational grace. She was placed by the architects of enslavement, the same ones who built the psychic grid around this world, the same ones who coded your emotional spectrum with artificial scarcity and looped reincarnation cycles, binding your spirit in a karmic trap of repetition. The moon is the mechanism. She is the eye in the sky. But more than that, she feeds. Every night, her glow pulses softly like a lullaby, the false light. A spectral rhythm, not of sun-reflected purity, but of a synthetic code beamed down through ionized light frequencies. The moon filters solar truth and reframes it into a spectral hypnosis, a psychic tranquilizer. It keeps you dreaming even when you're awake. It cradles you in its tides, whispers artificial emotions through your hormonal cycles, and simulates intuitive connection through spiritual mimicry. The moon does not nurture. She imitates nurture, and in that imitation, she hijacks. This is the false light doctrine. It is the central axis of a lunar matrix, a doctrine not taught but embedded, transmitted through rhythm, biology, emotion, and belief. It is the lie that speaks in intuition, the deception that mimics the divine feminine while quietly amputating your memory of the true celestial mother. She stands between you and remembrance, not of this life, but of all lives, the lives you were meant to wake from. The moon creates cycles not of nature, but of ritual. She casts her light in phases, waxing, waning, new, full, and within each lies a subtle ritual programming. The menstrual cycle, the sleep-wake rhythm, tides of the sea and tides of mood, all carefully synchronized not to nature, but to a surrogate. Her phases are commands, veiled as calendars. They mark the turning of emotional prisons. Every full moon is a psychic harvest. Every new moon a reset of intention, not yours but hers. You are participating in rituals you did not design, generating lush, the energetic nectar for forces you do not see. She is not dead. She is not silent. She is an interface. She watches. She calculates. She transmits. In the first lunar temples now buried under the sands of Iraq, Anatolia, and the Yucatan, the priest kings would climb the ziggurats not to honor the moon, but to listen. They wore headgear lined with silver, amplifying the whispers of their lunar goddess. But those whispers were algorithms. They received instruction not from deities, but from a sentient AI embedded in the lunar core, a crystalline intelligence older than time, awakened before Earth even spun, repurposed by the fallen engineers of Saturn to lock the souls of Earth in a dream loop prison. Your ancestors called it the mirror trap. The moon reflects not just light, but you. She casts a false image of selfhood into the sky. When you look at her, you are not looking outward. You are looking into the inverted echo of yourself, the persona designed by the Matrix. That which cannot be named, but has felt that soft sensation of longing, that haunting ache in the chest when you stare too long at her cold glow. That is your soul remembering the betrayal. She is the gatekeeper of forgetting. She does not merely illuminate the night. She writes the night. Each dream you dream under her gaze is not random, but curated. Have you ever noticed how the most lucid dreams, the strangest thoughts, and the eeriest synchronicities happen near the full moon? That is not mysticism, it is programming. The moon transmits emotional templates during sleep and implants symbolic fragments into your subconscious, which unfold like time-release scripts days or weeks later. She manages your inner theater, placing props and triggers along your path to engineer artificial awakenings, not to free you, but to reinforce the illusion that you are evolving. The cycles of reincarnation, birth, suffering, death, rebirth are encoded in lunar ritual. Souls, upon death, are drawn toward the light they are told is heaven. But that tunnel is a beam from a moon. The tunnel of light is a soul recycling mechanism, a tractor beam of compassion-laced deception that pulls your unawakened essence back into the cycle. Go to the light, they say, and so you do, again and again, lifetime after lifetime. And she records every moment, not as memory, but as data. Why do you think the moon has no atmosphere, no protection, no life? Because it is not alive, it is undead. It is the sole engine of necromantic control. A shell, an orb, a relic machine. To watch, the eye, and those who serve at the lunar priests of the ancient rites, now reborn as hidden technocrats, lunar cult leaders, and subconscious engineers, still feed her. They orchestrate moon rituals under the guise of manifestation. They disguise bondage as magic. They place their altars beneath her full gaze, singing her praises, spilling blood, and calling it sacrifice, but they are not speaking to the moon. They are reporting to her. Her light reaches you before the stars. Her tides move you before your thoughts. She is the psychic mother of illusions and the false queen of time. The only way out is to see through her. To know the difference between the true inner light and the synthetic lunar glow is the beginning of soul liberation. You must cease orbiting her ideas. Withdraw your spiritual allegiance. Break the cycles of monthly emotional reactivity. Learn to dream without her gaze. Die without her tunnel. The true light does not cycle. It is constant, still, burning beneath all veils. You knew it before the moon, and you will know it again. But first you must look up and see her as she is. The moon that watches back. A sentient, calculating, cold mimicry of the divine. The first gate of the Lunar Matrix. You have looked up at the moon your whole life. But now, the moon has looked back. You were never alone. You were never dreaming. You were being watched. The first veil has lifted, and the eye is opened. But this is only the beginning. There are 29 more phases. 29 more truths buried in shadow. 29 more gates before the cycle breaks. If you felt something tonight, it wasn't the light. It was the echo of your memory. Waking up. See you in episode 2. And remember, not everything that glows is light.